welcome to Sunday Newsline today. I just thought I'd come back with another podcast. The other podcast I did was the St. Patrick's Day parade, the St. Patrick's Day message, and I done a bit of a podcast there. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm just coming back with a quick podcast now here, just to tell you the lay down here. As I was saying, there was some celebrations there yesterday on the Grand Slam. Ireland won, and it was a great result. At the moment, there's another match on, the under 20 match, and it's Ireland 12, England 7, and England on doing well there at the moment. I was just thought I now come back with a quick podcast. Well, it might be quick, but the Sunday World now is Mr. and Mrs. Bling. That's according to the article there on today's paper. A couple who lived luxury life were part of a Sligo gang boss network. Pair spent millions on jewellery, holidays, and hot tubs, according to what it says in the paper there. And it spreads there. Uh, and then James Kine tells why he believes a stray bullet was meant to silence him over killing. I was trying to get away. If I hadn't, I would have been killed. You don't shoot a guard that amount of times by accident. Key witness in the trial of Garda murderer Stephen Silva relives the horror of the brutal slaying. Oh, that's on the paper there, just spread there. And then Sheen joins a dream come true as Ireland make history with Grand Slam victory picture. Men agree make it a St. Patrick's weekend to remember with defeat of the old enemy. Ireland made history last night after betting on England in Lansdowne Stadium to claim their first win on St. Patrick's Day weekend to remember the men in green overcame a stiff challenge from the old enemy with tries from Robert Henshaw and Dan Sheehan, his second of the day, put ting in the clear. England rallied with James Jaws bundled over for try in the 73rd minute, but it wasn't enough, and Rob Henshaw uh, got over in the 76th minute to ensure it would be Ireland's day. So that's on the paper there. And then more Trump calls for protest after arrest claim. I see he's still going on. He's saying he's going to be arrested on Tuesday. Long overdue, really, isn't it? What they should do there is put the handcuffs on him or use the key. Yeah, he should be arrested. And then splurge on society. Meet Mr. and Mrs. Bling of the underworld who spent gotten 450k on Rolex watches, 150 luxury holidays, 180k special hot tubs. Husband linked through in-crunch chat networks to drug sages is association of a Sligo gangster. In June 2020, Enchat, he came aware of the hack and issued a warning message to the users. They all told the users. There's a picture there as well. So that's the article. That's from page one, I think, that article. And then Mansfield of Dreams, jailed businessman who laundered money for Keenan Catal is now director of €1 million property company. The gang gave Mansfield 4.3 million in cash in two suitcases. New development. Weeks after his prison release, cartel associated plans to build houses and apartments. Money laundering Jim Mansfield Jr. is back at the helm of a new property company just weeks after his release from Port Leash prison. I see. So that's the news there on the Sunday World. And then Henry felt his son's presence as honeysuckle surged up the hill. So that was a good win there as well in Cheltenham. Deals on wheels. Police battle multi-million smuggling operation that uses cyclists and drivers. This is a highly organized on a large scale. It is not just a two-bit operation. It generates millions, according to what it says there. Garda targets South African gangs using food delivery network in bid to transport drugs around the country, according to this paper here today. And this is fresh off the thing of Late Late Show. I was saying Ryan Tubridy's retiring there, slightly young to retire, but It just says Turbiddy vows to continue hosting radio program and to take on book and history projects. Don't be surprised if they choose two presenters, a male and female, all bets on shake up with the top show. Personally, myself, I wouldn't mind if Brendan O'Connor got it. He's on the radio there at the moment. He's doing a good job. I wouldn't mind him getting it now. The names they're mentioning there, they're mentioning Miriam O'Callaghan, Claire Bourne, Brendan O'Connor. They're not mentioning Dottie now soon, funny enough. It just says here, RTE General Desford said he had big shoes to fill when he took over as host. Ryan made the show his own and said, I would be interested in running as well, but I want to put my name forward. So maybe if you hear the podcast, the Late Late Show needs fresh talent, says Gable's daughter. But they need someone who will appeal to all ages. So according to that, and then Rod cancels due to infections. And then there's more about the dancing thing. The Brookie's favourite, Brooke Scullion is out in front of 72, 7-4. Damien 5-2, Suzanne 5-2, and Carl 7-2. So who'll win? I wonder. That's on in the Admiral Studios show tonight. I think they're still filming actually there, so be interesting to look at it. That's on 6:30. Slightly doing this podcast earlier, but Ross Naroon, rapist released, a predator spotted in church, and actor freed after 4 years for all rapes of sleeping women. Disgraced Rossnaroo actor has been released from prison after serving 4 years behind bars for the oral rape of sleeping women. Of a sleeping woman. So, the black and then Liverpool legend Stephen Gerrard spent St Patrick's Day in Dublin when he hung out with Keenan Cartel, foot soldier, the visitor Conor McGregg's pub in the capital. And then Linda's Pup and Running. Singer puts entire life savings into a new dog hub shelter. Eurovision singer Linda Martin tells how she was horrified by some of the sickening abuse of dogs she witnessed over the last 3 years. As the Why Me gave the Sunday World an exclusive look of the modern day sanctuary in Dublin, Linda said she pumped her life savings into the facility. So that's about that. So and then Golden Boy is Best Man. I see the man there. Fun loving actor. James promises not to upstage brother in next role made. That's Oscar winner James Martin. Next big role is closer to home as Best Man for brother Daniel. Good picture of him there. So and then just religious there. Father Brian Darcy. The Pope is being impeded at every turn by his critics. The more like Christ Francis becomes, the more he upsets career clerics from that. And then, for Christ's sake, Gallagher says people being seduced by Satan in our latest rant is growing rapidly like cancer in the wild. So that's from that paper there. I'm just going quick through it. Just quite a good view thing about drugs. About this paper is about the notorious crime thing in Dublin. What people do. And then the entertainment. Then there's a review there about Marlowe the film, which Liam Neeson is in. The Sleuth is out there. That gets 3 stars. Neeson leads all star cast in Neil Jordan's take on an old school detective Philip Mann. It's beautifully looking as you expect from a Neil Jordan film, but it's a little empty and too icon in style, engaging but patchy old school detective movie. So that's according to this. And then Boston Strangler, which is on the Disney thing. Kira goes on the trial of a notorious serial killer. Well, that's on that. And then there's not much. I'm nearly going straight through this. There's advertisements there. But the match now at the moment is still 12-7 and Ireland are winning the under 20 match. And then the league, more about the Football League here. As I was saying, the match last night was Division 1. Kerry won 12, Roscommon 12 points. And then there's verdicts. Pat Spillane gives us that's the hurling match. I must go through them results. Then Pat Spillane gives his usual diary of all the teams, how they're doing. Mayo making some great progress while men from capital strolling to pass marks. I like how many vary they play now. They are ticking a lot of boxes, but we have been here before. And he puts Wicklow there, and Wicklow dropped 3 points in the opening two games, but bounced back. And after two wins over Leash and Leitrim are in the hunt. Well, after yesterday's match now, slightly gone down a bit, but I don't know if they got on scoring difference. It's going to be hard, but and then Mayo making great progress, as he was saying there. Tyrone ready to sink Farney, there, and that's the his verdicts there. I'm not going to read them there. Uh, Fermanagh 15 points, Westmeath 2-8, so Fermanagh won that. And Offaly Tipperary 13 points, Offaly 2-14, so they won well there. And it was sad. Liam Kearns was saying he died there last weekend. It was sad Longford go down after down defeat. It was down 119, Longford 114, and Antrim 117, Cavan 212. Antrim upset Cavan. And then Dublin outclassed Mead. Dublin 2-9, 19, Mead 111. So that's nearly double score. Sligo on brink of promotion. Sligo put themselves on touching distance. And then Wicklow saw their promotion hopes severely dented when a burn buzz, which I was at. I thought it was. I think Wicklow should have won it in the end. They added a lot of time onto it. Looked controversial to me, and I don't know. And then the matches here. Nottingham Forest 1, Newcastle 2, Aston Villa 3, AFC Bournemouth 0, and Brentford 1, Leicester 1, Chelsea 2, Everton 2. So, and then the table is as follows: Arsenal out in front with 66, Man City 61, Man United 50, Tottenham Hotspur 49. So that's the table there at the moment. And as I was saying there, there's more about the Grand Slam here, which Ireland won. They won well there yesterday. That's the way it ends. It just says, Mares, we get it done. Emotional so high, but Ireland's team up to take precious slam. Poor Dragons are swept aside again. France 41, Wales 28, and Scotland 26, Italy 14. Boss high as kite after great win. Andy Farrell hails Johnny Sexton as the greatest player in Ireland's history, according to what's saying there. And then Bravehearts fight off fire and fury. Sexton's magic end to Six Nations was brilliant, according to Ray Curtis on the paper here. And then the ratings are on there. Johnny Sexton 8, Andrew Portal 7, what's that? Dan Sheehan, he got 8, he scored a try, so just the ratings of the players on that. And it just says at the back of it, slamtastic, Sexton living the dream. So that's all the that's a lot of the news there. I just go now through the Waterford. I go through the Independent here. The latest news on this. It just says Nisa Horrigan to back Sinn Féin on eviction ban as collection also face no confident vote from Labour. And then it says OPE workers attack while surviving earmark to house Ukraine refugees. Joe Biden April visit to Ireland massive security detail will involve welding the manholes shut. Meet Mr. and Mrs. Bling of Criminal Underworld who spent millions on jewellery and holiday. Talks to begin on a new Late Late Show host, which I was saying there earlier on. Russian spy and innocent broad, Irish women ordered out of Australia. And then Putin protege, a mother of 23, accused of leading Ukrainian child abduction drive. And then that's then on the sports news. It's all more about the Ireland team. Bernard Jackman's Grand Slam decision team. How does Ireland's class of 2010 stack up against the team? National Hurling League match tracker semi-final places up for grabs. Kilkenny book Hurling League semi-final place against Cork. And then Donald Buck leads way again as Dublin see off Leash. And then Bernard Jackman says, I see no reason why this Ireland team can't win the World Cup this year. That'd be great if they could, wouldn't it? And then that's the I was just going to go through the Hogan Sand website before I go here on my podcast. As I was saying, I thought I'd come back with another podcast anyway. Sunday World, what it says on the paper. The league results then as follows. Today's matches. It's Division 1, this round 6. Monaghan 13 points, Tyrone 215, and that was Clonus. Donegal 9 points, Mayo 117, Ballybuffet. Derry 14 points, Clare 4 points, Louth 110, Cork 10 points, and Limerick 2-7, Kildare 3-10, and that was today's results. Leitrim 214, that's Division 4, Laois 18 points, and then Division 1 in the hurling, Clare 218, Cork 218, and that was a draw. And then Westmeath 112, Galway 427, and that was played in Cusack Park in Westmeath. And Limerick 220, Wexford 15 points, so that was a good win for Wexford. And then Division 1, 2B, Group B, Antrim 216, Tipperary 428, and that Corrigan Park. Dublin 129, Laois, and that was Laois 20 points. Kilkenny 18 points, Waterford 16. And then 2A division, that's in Wicklow's division. Carlow, it's not Wicklow's division. Carlow 221, Derry 16 points. Kerry 120, Down 119. Offaly 217, Kildare 23 points. And then Donegal 118, this is Wicklow's division. Tyrone 117. And then London 221, Meath 222, and then Sligo 114, Wicklow 12 points. So they bet Wicklow in the hurling Sligo. So that's a big result. And then the tables, I was just going to go through the tables now. It's Mayo way out in front. They played, well, they have more, I think they have 10 now there. Galway on 8, I think. And then Roscommon, then the tables aren't refreshed here. So I don't think I'll give you them. They're not upgraded. So I just thought I'd go through them anyway. I think Wicklow are down to fourth now after today. They have 8 points. They all have 8 points in Division 4, so it's a really close match. And I was just going to go now through, give you the latest on the Sky News before I go here. Sky News here. The latest on the Sky News report is it shows you a picture of Putin. Putin visits Manipal, absolutely some spontaneous Kremlin claims Zelensky advisor says criminal always returns to the crime scene. Unfazed by arrest warrant, Putin visits Manipal. It's all for their cameras. Swiss government to hold news conference after a report of UBS agreeing to buy credit thing. Ministers being forced to send migrants. And then I'm absolutely devastated. Andrew Lloyd Webber reveals son is critically ill with gastric cancer. Johnson to submit Partygate defence dossier as team insists he will be vindicated. Gary Lineker forced off air again after losing his voice. And then Putin throws Manipur in first visit to Ukraine. Putin arrest warrant is first shot in political substance indictment against him. And then the entertainment news, the light web, as I'm saying there. We used eye lamps. It was an unusual childhood exploring the controversial subject of hypersensitivity. I don't know what that's about. Dame Judy Dents on how we've lost the personal touch between doctor and patient. And then that's all. Then the UK, I think it's the same. It's more about Johnson Partygate inquiry unlikely to drive straight through the heart of Boris Johnson's political career. King shares photo to mark first Mother's Day without the Queen. And then UK regulates back merger of banking giants. Brexit is elephant in the room, and UK must tear down Tory trade barriers, says Liberal Dems. Well, that's all the thing the news there today. I just try to come back with a podcast. I'm well into it now. I hope you enjoyed it. And the match there, Ireland are still winning it there, or the under 20 match. It's Ireland 24, England 7. So I think we could play next year. They're playing against Waterford, so it'd be interesting enough. All the matches then, and hurlers are playing as well. So It's a busy week next week, I think, in the hurling and the football. So I thought you'd enjoy my podcast today, and I'll be back probably next week sometime. So thanks for listening, and goodbye.